I've been spending a lot of time lately just sitting quietly with this specific text, letting it really turn over in my head. Welcome to this explainer. Today, I kind of want to invite you into my own internal monologue as we unpack this really fascinating philosophical piece called The Gavel and the Heart, Masonic Love Defined. I want us to actually slow down today. Let's take a deeply contemplative look at something I realize I talk about all the time, but, rarely deconstruct, and that's love. We so often think of love as this ethereal, untouchable magic, right? But the source material we're diving into treats it completely differently. It treats it as raw material that requires deliberate, almost architectural discipline and virtue. It's an incredibly intimate, profound framework, and I'm super excited to think through it with you.
All you need is love. Look, we all know the song. But honestly, as I was reading through our source text, this gentle skepticism started creeping in. It kind of hit me that, well, the Beatles might have only given us half the truth. Yes, love is real. It's absolutely where everything starts. It's the ultimate genesis. But the text makes this striking assertion that really forced me to hit pause. It says a feeling that never actually acts isn't love at all. It's just a mood. I mean, think about that for a second. If it just sits there inside you, completely untested, unmoving, it's really just an internal climate. To actually be love, it has to move.
So this naturally brings us to a fundamental question, one that totally challenges our whole cultural default. We live in a society that treats love as, entirely self-justifying. I mean, how many times have you heard someone say, just follow your heart, and they say it with this finality, as if that phrase just entirely ends the conversation. Like the heart never leads us astray, right? But I had to ask myself really honestly, is love actually enough on its own? Or does it desperately need something external to hold it up? Does the raw, beautiful emotion of love literally require a sturdy scaffolding of virtue just to survive contact with the real world? Section 1. The Three Tenets. Love as a verb. As I started peeling back the first layer of this philosophical onion, the text revealed that Masonic philosophy fundamentally demands love must actually do something. It literally transitions love from a noun, a thing you have, into a verb, a thing you actually do. And it breaks this down into three core tenets. First up is brotherly love. I kind of see this as the untested spark. It's very real and it's absolutely necessary to start the engine, but by itself, it hasn't really proven anything yet. Then there's relief. This is where love actually acts. Crucially, the text points out that relief costs you something. It might be your time, it might be resources, maybe your comfort. And that cost is the exact boundary line between simply feeling for a person and actually acting for them. Finally, truth, the strict discipline of honesty, because without truth, love completely loses its compass. What I found so profoundly clarifying here is how this framework organizes the mental clutter of human relationships. It shows exactly how these tenets check and balance each other out. Like, if I have the spark of love, but I totally lack the action of relief, what do I really have? It's just hollow sentiment. On the flip side, if I have love, but I remove the discipline of honesty, it morphs into flattery. It turns into toxic enabling and indulgence. The text straight out warns us that without honesty, love actually becomes harmful. So these tenets form this tight, interdependent system where love fails the exact moment it lacks either action or honesty.
Section 2. The deep machinery beneath.
Taking a reflective breath here, I realize that those three tenets, they're really just the surface. Beneath them lies this incredibly deep machinery designed specifically to keep love from turning selfish. And that machinery, it's the Cardinal Virtues. Think of these like a set of high-precision tools. First, temperance. This specifically keeps love from becoming possession. It stops love from just suffocating the object of its affection. Next is fortitude, which provides the actual, gritty courage required when love demands a truly painful sacrifice. Then prudence, which keeps love wise. It ensures your love isn't naive or, easily manipulated. And finally, justice. Justice firmly refuses to let love excuse wrongdoing. This just brilliantly illustrates how raw emotion, no matter how pure it starts, absolutely must be constantly disciplined and shaped by virtue, or else it just warps. To make this abstract psychology perfectly clear, the text hits us with this deeply concrete metaphor. Just think of love simply as the stone. It's a raw, unshaped block pulled straight out of the earth. It has a ton of potential, sure, but absolutely no defined form. The cardinal virtues, those are the gavel and the chisel.
You simply cannot build a life with just raw stone. You have to take the gavel to it. You have to strike it, carefully chip away its flaws, and really discipline its shape. The virtues aren't just nice-to-haves, they are an absolute necessity required to shape the raw emotion of love into something genuinely useful.
Section 3. Building an enduring foundation. Transitioning from the abstract mechanics of emotion to the actual building of a person, this is the crucial light bulb realization for me. Love is the foundation. That is undeniable. But a foundation alone is not a building, right? If you pour a beautiful concrete foundation and then just walk away, you literally just have a flat slab weathering in the rain. Character, which is forged by those exact virtues we just explored, character is what actually allows that foundation to endure the storms of life. Leaning fully into this architectural metaphor, the text outlines exactly what we require to finish our structure. We need walls, the strong boundaries created by temperance and justice. But honestly, most importantly, we need a trestle board. Now in Masonry, that's the master blueprint. And it really made me realize, love cannot just operate on blind instinct. If we actually want it to be a lasting, powerful force in our lives, it absolutely demands a structured blueprint of character.
As I bring this explainer to a close, my internal reflection turns outward, directly to you. Because the text leaves us with this truly profound challenge. It tells us, hey, don't ask whether you love enough. That is actually the wrong question entirely. Instead, ask yourself this. Does your love act? Is it strictly honest? Does it have the raw courage to sacrifice, the justice to hold accountable, and the prudence to actually last? Love is a verb. Character is what lets it endure. Take that thought with you today.